Hello, everyone. My name is Marian with DTM Real Talk Channel. It's the channel that you can tune into, have the ability to listen to the thoughts of others about topics all over the world that touch every one of our lives. Everybody goes through basically the same thing. There is nothing new under the sun. So if you're going through, someone else has already been there. Maybe you can find hope. Maybe it's a pathway that can set you on the right road just by tuning in. So DTM Real Talk, just keeping it real. And if you like it, like us at the bottom, subscribe, and let us know just how we helped you. Just keeping it real. Nothing but love. Good evening. Good evening. This is DTM Real Talk, and we're just keeping it real. We are back. We are pumped. Say hi to the good folks, cuz.
Hey, cuz, hello out there. Hello.
We are back.
Good to be back.
So where do we leave off last week? Got a couple of emails, not as many as we did before, but where do we leave off?
Okay. Well, we talked about some different signs, of unforgiveness. Okay, but before we get started, I want to say, hey, Pippi. Hey, Pippi. I like
You
the
ain't
Pippi
right.
thing going on. Hey, Pippi. And do not talk about my angel mama, because this is not a hairdress.
Well, you had one on last week.
Yeah, well, no, but it's hot. And I'm trying to do some things up under yonder.
I
Yeah.
got you. Well, I got a hair appointment, so you can get tired of looking at my little Pippi. But
I ain't worried about it.
that's why I got it like this. But
I know that's real.
it's all good. It's
some
good.
of the things we talked about were the signs, of unforgiveness.
Yeah.
One would be triggers. We talked about triggers, those things, that make you explode. Two, we talked about blaming other people.
Yes.
Blaming others for your own your own bad behavior. We also talked about throwing shade, making underlining, snide remarks.
Yes.
But the thing that stood out to me was my trigger is one of the things you named compulsive behaviors. And in those compulsive behaviors, one was stress eating. And that I have to research that. I have to think that over. I have to dig deep into that because I stress eat.
Yeah.
I stress eat. And it's even so bad. I feel the comfort. If I'm in a stressful situation, I eat. I actually physically feel the comfort when I'm eating.
Wow.
So I have to really, really unpack that for myself.
Yeah, you do. You do. I think. Let me see if I can pull this. What I've found, what is good is when you do comfort eat, what you should do is think about what you feel when you're doing it.
Right.
What do you feel when you're doing it? And write it down. I know this is crazy, it sounds crazy, but what do you feel when you're doing it? This is gonna help you find out why you're doing it. Like, write down the way you feel, what you feel when you're comfort eating.
Gotcha. Yeah.
And you have to ask yourself if it's true. What you feel.
Gotcha.
For example, if you wrote down that you feel victimized by your partner, I know this is not true, I'm just making this up, by your partner having an affair, and you ask yourself, is it true that they did anything to you? The answer is no.
Right.
The answer is no. They simply took actions based on whatever they believe at the time. This is deep. This is deep. They took action because I'm using myself. They took actions, whatever they felt. They made that choice. Their choices have nothing to do with you.
Right. Okay.
You see? So when you're comfort eating, ask yourself, how do you feel? And write down how you feel when you're comfort eating. Why do you feel that way?
Yeah, gotcha.
And you'll find
So something you just said I find very interesting. We when you talked about this particular situation,
Uh-huh.
uh, especially as we as women, we put a lot of stuff on ourselves.
Yes.
And we walk around with that baggage. If I would have, it's key. I believe you said we cannot take responsibility for the other person's action. So you start asking yourself, if
What
my
did I
hair
do
were
wrong?
longer,
What did I
what
do?
did I
Yeah,
do
exactly.
wrong? If maybe if I were cuter, if I did this, that, and the other, which
Yes.
therefore you have just heaped on yourself more books in your backpack.
Okay. There you go. You remember those books, right?
Yeah.
Yes, absolutely. Absolutely. Yeah. You start
Wow.
feeling guilty for something you didn't even do, that
Wow.
you had nothing to do with. That
Yeah.
person made that decision to harm you or to do whatever they did to you because of their
Wow.
own choices. It is nothing
Yeah.
you did.
Right. Right.
They
Right.
didn't have to choose that way.
Yeah.
They just
Man.
blamed you. If she wouldn't have did this, if he wouldn't have did that, if she wouldn't have said this or he wouldn't have said that, I wouldn't have done
Wow.
that.
Wow.
So now it's back to their not taking responsibilities for their actions.
Right.
You see?
Okay. Yeah, and then therefore they heap that on me, and I've got to release them. Man, this unforgiveness thing is
It's a
deep. You hear
beast,
me?
man. It's a beast.
Oh man, there's
I'm telling
so
you,
many layers to it.
when the Lord actually showed it to me in my own
Uh-huh.
life. Oh my God, he showed it to me in my own life. It can actually cause you to be sick. This goes out
What?
to my sister that asked that question to talk about stress and depression. Unforgiveness can be a cause of your being ill right now.
Physical? You talking about physical illness?
Physical illness.
Wow.
Withholding forgiveness can actually make you sick.
Wow.
You know why?
Yeah. Tell me why.
Because if you're struggling with stress related issues like anxiety, like depression, like high blood pressure, it might be time to give
Mm.
forgiveness a try.
Wow.
Let
Wow.
me tell you
Wow.
what
Wow.
happened. You know the story. Y'all know the story. I didn't forgive my husband when I was married 19 years. I didn't forgive him for some things that went
Okay.
on, right? And
Right.
I blamed him. I said, he did this and he did that. And the story.
Right.
And we divorced. And the thing was, I blamed him totally for the divorce, right?
Okay.
But when I really thought about it, who asked for it? I did.
Uh-huh.
When asked for the divorce
Why?
based
Okay.
on the actions that I thought he exhibited.
Right.
And we talked about this in our clip too. What could have eliminated any questions or case building was communication.
Okay. Okay. Okay.
Communication
Gotcha.
could have eliminated any building a case. That's what I'm telling you, women out here. You build
Wow.
cases instead of
Yeah.
talking. Build cases,
Right.
and you're not responsible for what that individual did. That individual chose to do that. So why
Right.
keep that blame up on yourself? And then that causes physical stress,
Mm.
emotional stress on you. And
Wow.
yeah, and actually, bitterness can weaken your immune system, your heart, overall mental conditions. Check this out, y'all. Look it up. I'm not just making this.
Wow.
And if a person holds unforgiveness for dear life, consider the sobering idea that holding might actually be slowly taking your life.
Wow.
When I forgave my husband in 2008, I'm telling y'all the truth with an F. When I released my husband of the charge that I had given,
Uh-huh.
let me go before. While I was holding on to it, I was angry and bitter and the whole nine. It was horrible, y'all.
Okay.
I became very ill with an autoimmune disease. You know that, cousin. They gave
Yeah,
me
yeah,
six. That
that's
was
what I'm
that time. They gave me
yeah.
6 6 months to live.
Yeah, because if I can, I remember, your knees always being
Oh,
swollen,
yes.
your joints.
Yes, I couldn't walk without braces on my knees. I had
Wow,
braces
I
on my
remember that.
arm, braces on my wrist.
That's right.
Yes. Y'all, that was a lot of unforgiveness.
Yeah, yeah.
When I released that man, it wasn't long after that. And the process of healing began to take place along with me changing my eating habits, of course, and the
Okay.
Lord doing what he does best. This woman here you looking at would drive a car with her elbows. Remember that, cousin?
Right.
I would drive my car with my elbows, have my kids to turn the wheel. I had
That's right.
to rock to get up in a sitting position. My children had to pull my arms to pull me up. Let me
Yes, I
tell
remember
you,
that.
the power of God through forgiveness. Today, I work out 3 to 5 days a week. I wish you would talk about pulling me up from a seat. I could hop up from this seat like now.
Well, listen, let's make a believer out of somebody. You want to stand a minute and turn around for me?
No. But what am I saying to you? I'm saying that unforgiveness can lead to anxiety and depression as well. Maybe you
I
haven't
got you.
forgiven yourself for something that you are, or something that you did, or something that happened to
Okay.
you, and you can start taking the blame because that happened to you, or because you're no longer to do or be like you used to be, or like you want,
Right.
and you start feeling, sick.
Yeah.
That get depressed, getting depressed. Everybody
Yes.
has gone through a bout of depression. We go through it, we're human. But guess
Right.
we don't live there as believers.
Yes.
We're not supposed to live there as believers,
Okay.
because we can look at what God says and encourage ourselves.
Right. Right.
The Bible says encourage ourselves.
Yeah.
Um, I think there's somewhere in the scripture that says envy is the rottenness of the bones or something. It's in Proverbs.
Mhm.
But
Right.
deal with that, man. Aches and pains and, in the joints and bones. Not saying that it's all the time. Unforgiveness, don't get it twisted. A lot of it has to do
Right.
with what you put in your body, what you're eating. But a lot of it has to do with you holding on to bitterness and anger and unforgiveness. Yes.
Yeah. And,
Yes.
uh, and I'm a witness. I know that stress can kill you, man.
It
Stress can
can.
kill you because it'll hit you in your head, it'll hit you in your heart.
Yes.
You have to learn how to let that stuff go.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And
You
again,
know.
like you say, it's a process.
Right. Right.
Yeah. Let's hit one or two more of these
Okay.
signs of unforgiveness. Keeping a list. This is a big one. Keeping a list of your offenses.
Building a case. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Keeping a list. Now, it's not like you're writing on a pad and keeping a list. It's a mental list, guys. It's a mental
Right.
list. And you catalog that action as a part of a long list of offenses you use to justify keeping them trapped in your little dungeon.
Wow. Wow.
Right?
Saying stuff like, I know they didn't change. They
Yes.
said, look at them. That's what they did before.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah.
And
Wow.
the thing about it is, you may think that they're the ones in the dungeon because they ain't
Okay.
changed. But
Right.
if you look a little closer, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls,
Oh,
it's
excuse me.
you inside the
Right.
dungeon.
Right. Hold on. My sister got this alarm going on.
Knock yourself out,
Uh,
this real talk.
yeah, she scared me. Lexa, stop. All right, it stopped.
Okay.
She scared
Again,
me.
okay. And like I said, sometimes we think that they're the ones in the dungeon, or like you say, they ain't changed or whatever.
Right.
If you look a little closer, you'll see that you are the one inside of the prison bars, not them.
That.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, because
So, so,
bitterness.
so give me another one. Give me another, because I know that as we listen to this list, we're hitting a little bit of everybody. And
Yes,
everybody has been guilty of this. Because I
abs-
know I've been guilty
absolutely,
myself.
absolutely. We all have.
Right.
And the key is not that you want to avoid being guilty, because you may go there, but you want to avoid living there. You want to avoid allowing it to take control over you. So do I get depressed? You doggone skip it. But do I live there? Oh, no, no, no. Do I
Right.
get angry? Do I get in a state of unforgiveness? Oh, yes, it'll come. I just told y'all, I could have been in a state of unforgiveness this past week, but I refuse. I refuse to give anybody else power over my actions. I refuse to give you power over my feelings. You didn't make me. Like I said before, you didn't die for me. You didn't make me. You know, no, you are not my judge, my jury, or my executor.
My husband put it this way. He said, you can't stop a bird from flying over your head, but you can sure stop him from making a nest.
That's absolutely correct.
Yeah.
That's absolutely correct. Yes. Yeah. Okay. Another one. Is let's see. Well, I think we covered that one. Hating yourself, because I've met a few ladies that actually hate themselves because they're stuck. Yeah, they're stuck, and they're experiencing a lot of toxic guilt, shame, self-judgment, self-sabotage, stuff like that.
Wow.
I've met people like that that are very, very hard on themselves and decided to withhold forgiveness from themselves.
Oh, okay. I can see that.
Yeah. I was in that shoe too. I remember not forgiving myself. I think I shared that with y'all. But today, look, let me tell you something. I remember my niece, your godchild, was a little girl, and the kids were calling her black at school.
Okay.
Well, she is. She's a dark-skinned little girl, beautiful.
Okay.
Always has been, and gorgeous today. But back then, I think she may have been in about, I don't know, maybe about 9 or 10, 11 years old, something like that.
Okay.
And the kids were calling her black. And boy, she was crying about it. And she came home and told her parents, but she told her TD.
Uh-oh.
They call black. They calling me black. And I said, well, sweetheart, you are. You're the most beautiful black little girl ever. And when they call you black, you tell them, yes, I am black. I'm black and beautiful. Girl, what did I tell that child that for?
Oh, my.
Honey, she caught a hold to that truth. Did you hear me? That truth.
Yeah.
And she began to combat the words, the negative comments of her being black.
Wow.
Just I combated the negative comments about my head. Oh, you got a big head, you got a big forehead. Well, baby, I got some brain up in here.
Yeah, buddy.
Here. I'm working with something here. What you got?
Yeah.
So it's about loving who God created.
Right.
It's about loving yourself the way God has created you. Loving yourself because of him.
Right.
Yeah, he took the time to do that.
Yes.
You have to fully love and fully accept yourself the way you are. Yeah.
You know, if I can, along with that, and you could correct me when I'm wrong, I've seen some people, and even some women, when they have that a self-deprivation thing going on there, that self-unforgiveness, it may be because they did something wrong and they won't let themselves off the hook. So they figure hurting themselves, thinking negatively about themselves, unforgiving themselves is their way of heaping on a punishment that they feel they might deserve.
Right.
Okay. And I'm saying, well, you don't have the right, because like you said, you made yourself judge, jury, and only God can do that.
Yes.
And you put yourself in the place of God, so to speak.
Yes.
Wow.
Yeah. It's real, man. It's real. It's really, truly real.
Wow.
So we covered some more signs of unforgiveness, and that was hating yourself and keeping a list of offenses, and also becoming sick unforgiveness can make you sick. Well, cuz we're running out of time. Once again, it gets
Yeah,
good. It
yeah,
gets so
yeah,
good
yeah,
sometimes.
yeah, yeah, yeah. Wow, cousin, I want to say I appreciate you because you've enlightened me, and I know you've enlightened others. So
Amen.
hopefully one day, we can come on again and unpack some more stuff.
We
You know.
unpack some more stuff. You enlighten me too, cousin. Iron sharpens iron, so a man sharpens
Wow,
the
wow, bless
iron of
the
his
Lord.
friend. That's what my favorite book says. This is DTM Real Talk, and we're just
Yeah.
keeping it real tonight, and we will see y'all next week. Thanks for watching DTM Real Talk. Be sure to join us for more conversation. And oh yeah, don't forget to hit that like button, share, and subscribe while you're there.